Hello YouTube, it's Duarte once again from Still Not A Millionaire. Today with another quick week recap. Now feeling much better. Hope that every one of you is okay and healthy, and that COVID hasn't been impacting your life as much. Well, of course it is impacting at some degree because it is still far away from being from being vanished, but let's continue with our hopes, and let's see, let's try to to take advantage of it, at least through our investments or any other way, because well, it's important to always see the upside of things, and that's precisely what we want to do here, even though the whole situation is quite negative. Okay, but let's jump right into our week recap and let's see what happened in this week. So, as we always do, we start with our recap of what happened in the U.S. market, starting with Nasdaq or S&P, for example. This week was marked by several announcements, several updates on the race to find the vaccine. The main two companies that are competing are Moderna, that we also already talked about, and also Pfizer. Okay, I think that it is this one, and okay. So what's happening? I think it's kind of weird because well, first I think that it was Pfizer that announced a vaccine with like 92% efficiency. But then Moderna announced another vaccine later, like 2 days later, with 94% efficiency. Now Pfizer, late, I think it was 2 days ago or so, announced a vaccine with 95% efficiency. I don't know, I haven't read the studies that are behind this, but it is quite strange, and I don't know if these studies are very accurate or if they only try to it's like a competition, what it seems to me, between these two companies, and it's the one trying to have the highest efficiency and to gain the most contracts. Okay, for example, Europe is already contracting several doses of this vaccine to Moderna, I think. And well, there are some advantages and disadvantages from what I've seen. I think that is Moderna's vaccine that doesn't need to be ultra frozen, okay, in too low temperatures, and the transportation is obviously easier than if we need to ensure that the vaccine is transported in ultra low temperatures. Okay, I think that can be an advantage, but well, I don't know. On the other hand, Pfizer seems to have the vaccine that is more efficient. Well, I think that even they don't know still what we can expect from the future, and when we can have a vaccine in a mass scale. Okay, and meanwhile, what we can do is, well, wait and keep expecting more additional lockdown measures, because situations of COVID-19 keep increasing a lot, not only in Europe but also in the US. I think that some schools of New York are already doing only virtual classes, and well, this basically every country is feeling more pressure. In this morning I've already seen that there is the possibility of a third wave. So well, people don't know what to expect basically, and so what my suggestion is, of course, I don't know what will happen in the future, but it's obviously to be conservative, and we have been quite conservative. Okay, and it allowed us to take some nice positions going to the Portuguese market that I've been focusing on lately. Okay, as you can see, well, it had a major low that we kind of took advantage. Okay, we had opened some good positions. For example, in REN, well, REN position wasn't that great, because now that I'm seeing, I'm losing like, I don't know, 1%. Well, But the thing is that what we want from REN is the dividend. Okay, in the past video where we talked about REN, we saw that it had an interest dividend. Okay, and that's why I'm keeping my position for long term, because it was a good entry if we see in the long term. Okay, it was a good entry. Stock has already gone up to 2.8 euros per share. Okay, and it is an increase of like 20%, more than 20% potential growth. Okay, while having the dividend, that is our main focus. The same year with GALP, even though GALP is already showing some profits, some nice profits with more than 20% return. Okay, and it has also a nice dividend. As you can see, I've entered even at a lower level than the one observed in March. Took advantage of the low price of oil and the negative events that are happening around the world. Okay, and there is a lot of uncertainty, of course, a lot of risk, because GALP is a company of the oil and gas industry, and well, it's one of the most affected industries in the future. We don't know how the demand will behave in the future. I think that, well, I'm not as pessimistic as most are regarding the future. I think that the oil and gas will still be some important sources of power in the medium term. Okay, probably renewables will gain more importance like in 10-15 years, but until then I think that GALP is also already making some efforts to transition to start preparing for this industry trend. So I think that is a good bet in long term. BCP, bank stock, as you can see here, is one update that I wanted to share with you. I just sold my shares. Okay, I had only some a small position, let's say, just to try it out, and because I saw that it was at a significant low level. As you can see, I was able to open quite at the bottom. Was lucky, obviously, but this week it had a significant upside growth, and I took advantage to sell it with I think I sold it with less profit than was showing here. I think I sold it at around 33% profit. Here is showing like 46, but it was around this level at 4 cents per share. Okay, so we already made some nice profit, at least in relative terms, because in absolute terms, since I've invested quite little, I've invested around 70 euros only, I've gained like 30 euros or 25 euros of profit. It's better than nothing. Okay, but I want to kind of run away from bank stocks for now, because even though there's a huge upside potential, okay, the stock has been facing some difficulties, and the whole banking industry in general, I think that will still face a lot of challenges ahead, because we still don't know the magnitude of the difficulties that people are facing, and if they will be able to repay their loans. Okay, Jerónimo Martins, a retail group, is kind of breaking even. Okay, some profit, but well, I think that this is also quite in the long-term perspective. My idea was to take advantage of an eventual lockdown, because people start to race to buy groceries and essential products, and well, it is one of the stocks that can profit from that. Okay. Then, as I've already told you, I've invested in SAP. It is still kind of breaking even too. I took advantage of this major drop when they remade their future estimates, okay, and when they lowered the future estimates, because a lot of companies are closing their doors and they are losing clients, obviously. The most recent acquisition was Alibaba, that I've told you in the previous video. I'm also kind of breaking even. The idea here is to take advantage of these upcoming months, November and December mostly, and these events, Black Friday, the Singles Day, the Christmas. Okay, people are buying more, and I think that it will have a good impact. I think that people will keep buying, okay, buying presents, even to surpass the difficulties that they are facing with COVID, okay, and the lockdown measures. They aren't seeing their close ones, and buying gifts can be a sort of well, compensation, let's say. I hope so that people think this way, because I will be able to make some profit. Okay, I've invested only around $100 here, so well, it's just to try, because overall my strategy is still the same. I still don't know what to expect from the market, so I'm keeping most of my liquidity out, or ready to be invested when the time comes. Okay, and for the next week I will plan to I will think about these two companies, Moderna and Pfizer, because, well, I think that despite this growth that it has already faced ever since the stocks were kind of asleep, and then with COVID they start to get a lot of attention. Well, I haven't saw this pre-result, but for example, Moderna, since February, March, it has already grown more than 300%. Can it still grow more? Well, I don't know. It depends on the success of the vaccine. It is already making some contracts from what I've seen with major institutions like Europe and so on. I still don't know what to expect. So this week I plan to quite study a bit more about this race to the vaccine, and probably, since these are the two main companies, I don't know, for example, one strategy could be to invest $50 in each one of them, and then hope that one of those makes a good upside run, and we can profit from that. Well, let's see how this week goes. As always, thank you for your time. Hope that everything's okay with you. Tell me in the comments below if you have any suggestions for my strategy, if you have any comments, or if you want to suggest me any industry or any stocks to analyze in the next video. Hope that you're all okay, and I will see you next time.